I've got to start with this guy, Bragg, says to Jim Jordan, stay in your lane, and sues him over his subpoena to get one of his flackies to testify. What, as a law professor at Liberty University, what's your view on this whole thing, Phil Kline?
Well, it's a symptom of the system breaking down. The guardrails that are supposed to protect individual freedom, that guide the conduct of those in public office, are being obliterated as we watch. Our founders said that the system of government that they were adopting can only work with the people who yearn for freedom and have a moral foundation. And that moral foundation is what unites society and allows us to speak a common language. We don't have that anymore. We have people who are willing to define truth solely in a subjective fashion. They are willing to twist words to mean what they want to gain their objective. And when that happens, our laws, which are written words, become meaningless and only are used to harm those who differ from us. And that's what's happening to America today. I'm sad to see this on both sides, John. Local prosecutors need to have local and discretion to pursue what the people within their jurisdiction indicate is criminal activity. And the federal government putting its thumb on things is concerning. They weaponize their use of money to tell states what to do. States would rather accept that money than actually govern the people and have the authority to govern people within their borders. And now what we're seeing is this use of this by the House committee, which gave money that was used by Alvin Bragg for the investigation of Mr. Trump as a way to leverage themselves in. Now, do they have the right to do it? Yes, they have the right to do it. Alvin Bragg trying to shield and hide what he did and the efforts of that with the use of those federal monies is concerning. But it is also concerning that we're at this point where you have branches of government attacking one another. And it's going to accelerate. And it's unfortunate. What we need to do is get back to the belief that problems are best solved by American people exercising freedom with responsibility. And we give the breathing room for people to try to solve those problems at the local level and even to make mistakes in solving those problems, and not believing that somebody who's on TV, on Fox News or on CNN, that's a congressman, has all the answers. But instead, we continuously see this federalization of all issues. What Marxism wants is choke points of authority. In other words, where individuals don't have choice and power to exercise authority over their own lives, but rather the government and certain select people within government have that authority. So they try to consolidate upwards authority, where freedom-loving nations try to push it down within certain parameters. In other words, you're not going to improperly discriminate against persons. You're not going to have cancel culture exercise itself necessarily at the local level where certain people can't exercise their rights. We're going to make sure that everybody is respected for the intrinsic value that they have. And we're going to push authority down, push it down. But I don't see that anywhere anymore. I see elected officials hankering to be the one who has the answer. And I'll tell you what, just being in Congress or just being in a state legislature or just being a member of the Department of Education or the DOJ doesn't mean that you are more intelligent than anybody else, that you should push forward your vision of utopia over the individual freedoms of others. That government has lost its place. It was designed to protect our inherent freedoms, and now it believes it's designed to provide all answers and solve all problems. And this is what we're going to get. If we continue to believe that a congressional bill or announcement is going to solve every problem in America, this is the government we get. And it's sad to see. It is going off the rails. And unfortunately, I do not see the adult and root-based leadership that will lead on principle that we need in this country right now.